acres, so nothing big, but a big enough farm. Took care of the family for very long years, for about 80 years. About 75 years he worked this farm. And so what's pretty fascinating about this farm is that he has this road, as you guys, I still can picture it, and I get the hormones going. You know how you have memories? Going down the road to go to grandpa and grandma's house, right? And the road is like a country road in Illinois, on flat land. You can see for miles. There's no hills, no nothing. But the city of Chicago wanted to buy this half of his farm on the right-hand side of the lane, and they wanted to buy it to be able to bring their garbage down and dump garbage on this pasture. So they were going to pay him good money, though, by the way. They were going to pay him good money. And on the other side, he could still farm and do everything. So think about this, is that if he would have sold the farm to the garbage dump people from Chicago, what they were going to do is they were going to come and they were going to dig big holes and they were going to put garbage in this thing. Now, after having that garbage there for a period of time on land that grew plenty of crops for a very long time and took care of a lot of animals for a very long time, what is that field over here going to start to attract? Mice, rats, bugs, flies, maggots, snakes, buzzards, right? And so if somebody came along, you'd be like, oh, this is really not that desirable. We don't want these rodents and these maggots. And sorry, you're eating. We don't want these things, right? We don't want these things. So what would somebody come along and say? What would a medical doctor come along and say? It's like, well, these symptoms are not that good. So let's shoot the buzzards out of the sky. Let's throw poison down for the rats, and let's spray the maggots, and then let's spray the flies. Okay, so what happens is that if you do that, you can get rid of those things maybe temporarily, but what's going to eventually happen? They're going to come back. Why do they come back? Because you haven't changed anything, right? Now, these maggots and mice and everything, if they get overwhelmed over here, they might come over to the other side of the road and say, hey, what's over here for me? And they'll be like, there's nothing over here for me. It's green pastures. There's nothing. I'm going to go back over here. This is sickness and disease in our world, right? You guys see this, right? Sickness and disease and viruses and bacteria and cancers and heart disease, diabetes, they don't exist over here in the green pasture. But where they exist is when they exist in a place where there's garbage dumped already. And it preys on the weak. And this is what sickness and disease is all about in our world. So the only way to fix this problem is to do what? We got to get rid of the garbage. It's the only thing you could do. You have to get rid of the garbage. Now, if we take the garbage and go over here and put it over this side, well, now it's just going to come over here, right? So what we need to do is get rid of this garbage and make this into a green pasture again, and then it will be able to heal itself and become sustainable and be what it's supposed to be. That's the message that we're trying to give to you guys from a health standpoint from the inside, is that we've got to make sure that your bodies are green pasture, right? We've got to get rid of. We don't want to get rid of. Yeah. Do I want you to be free of sickness and disease and aches and pains and cancers and heart? Yeah, but those are just the symptoms. Those are the maggots. Those are the buzzards. Those are the symptoms. What's the core root of this thing is, what is the function of your body? Are you eating healthy food? Are you exposed to toxins on a regular basis? Are you getting rid of those toxins? Right? What are you doing to yourself? Is your nerve system? And why do we come back to the nerve system always? Why is nerve system number one for us? Because it controls everything. You have to start with the nerve system. And the fact that the medical community has missed that fact, that they don't even look at the nerve system until it's an actual nerve system problem, or if there's cancer or something like that inside of it, is a big miss. It's a big miss because you're not dealing with the core root of really what's at the core of what's really happening. Make sense? Cool. Another story.